Assalamu alaikum. So today let us make this beautiful, delicious mini fruit tarts or tartlets. I'm going to start by using an egg yolk with a tablespoon of cold water and vanilla and a pinch of salt. Just going to mix it and keep it aside. And in my food processor, I added all-purpose flour, almond flour, and powdered sugar, as well as cold butter. I'll write the ingredients in the description box below, the measurements. Now this recipe, I have done it before, I think during COVID, and in that recipe I have used only flour and cornstarch, so you can use either one. I'll mention them in the description box below. You want to make sure that your mixture is a sandy texture like this. Then I'm going to add the egg mixture. And you can also use your hand, but please make sure that you do it quick because this recipe requires the dough to be very cold or just cold. All right, so, and we don't need to knead this a lot. It's just to get it together. And once you can form a ball like this, you know that your dough is ready. I'm just going to wrap it up and keep it in the fridge for at least an hour. If you have enough time, you can keep it up to 2 hours, no problem. And while the dough is resting, I started preparing the pastry cream. And I have used 3 egg yolks. And over here, I have got half a cup of milk and half a cup of heavy whipping cream, which I just add to that. And the rest of the milk, which is 1.5 cup, I'm going to boil it. And then I added about 1/4 cup sugar and 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, as well as a little bit of salt and vanilla. And now I add the 1.5 cup milk that was on boil, not really boiling, just almost boiling. That is called tempering. And then I'm going to pour this back into the pot. And then we're going to cook this on low heat for at least 20 minutes while stirring occasionally so that it doesn't stick or burn at the bottom, until it's nice and thick. And you can always add more cornstarch if you want it thicker. You can always add more sugar if you want it more sweeter. Then once the cream is done, you can see like that, it's bubbling. I turn off the heat and then I add about 2 tablespoons of cold butter. Then whisk it quickly. The butter's going to make it nice and velvety. And then we're going to strain. I like to strain mine because sometimes you do get those little egg particles, and this is to make our pastry cream nice and smooth. After that, I like to cover it and then keep it in ice cold water so that it cools faster. Then once it's cooled, then you can keep it in the fridge. And now I'm ready to get the dough out. You want to keep it out at least 10 minutes before you roll it so that it's a little bit softer. And I like to use parchment paper in between, or you can use wrapping paper. This is to avoid using the flour because the dough is kind of sticky, because when you use the flour, it does make the tart crust a little dry. And I used mini tarts. You can use any size that you want. And for this recipe, I think I had about 20 mini tarts. So I like to use a cookie cutter and get them all in one shape, just like that. And then place it on the tart mold, just like that. And it's very easy, and these are very simple, delicious. You can bake these ahead of time, a week ahead of time. That's perfectly all right. I've done that many a times. And that's it. And then once that's done, I like to make some holes with a fork. This is to get the air circulating while baking. And then after that, I kept it in the fridge for about 20 minutes. And then after that, I'm going to do my blind baking, which is not necessary, but I really love to do blind baking. And I've got my parchment paper there, and I'm going to add the beans. These beans, I keep them special just for my tarts, but you can use them for cooking after that. There's nothing wrong with it. We use the beans to add the weight so that when the tarts are baking, they do not puff up because they do have butter. So I kept them in the oven for 18 minutes at 375 degrees. And then after that, I'm going to remove the beans and then put them back in the oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 7 minutes. Okay? So you see, the center was not completely cooked. And then once they have cooled, now I'm going to whip the pastry cream just to make it light and fluffy. And then I like to use apricot jam. This is for flavor and also to prevent the tarts from getting soggy too quickly. And then once that's done, I just pipe my pastry cream. You can use cream cheese, you can use anything that you want, chocolate mousse, chocolate ganache, whatever. And then for the fruits, I toss them into the apricot jam to get them nice and shiny. And this is to prevent them from being dry very fast. And also you have that beautiful look and the flavors too. All right, and then after that, I like to, you can use any type of fruits, by the way. Mangoes go well, kiwis, whatever you want. And I kept mine in the fridge for about 2 hours before serving. And then I did a little bit of lemon zest just for an upgraded look and flavors. And thank you so much for watching. For more recipes, please visit me at Ramon Zanzibar. You'll find all the measurements, ingredients in the description box below. You'll have a nice day. Bye-bye.